Welcome to another episode of the Ask Mrs. HR podcast. How many times do we find ourselves searching for joy? Well, my next guest is going to give us some tips and some best practices on how to find joy while celebrating your community. Welcome to another episode of the Ask Mrs. HR podcast. Our next guest brings me joy. Every time I see her, she makes me smile. Her name is Erica Jones Miller. Now, let me tell you about Erica Jones Miller. She is she has super secret weapons that you're going to learn about. But she is the founder and host of People from Cleveland Are Dope. Okay, have you ever heard of that podcast? Well, now you have. It is a blog and a YouTube channel that celebrates the brilliance of individuals from her hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. And Erica has worn many hats. She is an attorney, a consultant, and a research librarian. And in 2022, she added licensed Zumba and line dance instructor to the list. She lives in LA, Santa Clarita, wherever you want to call that, with her husband of 28 years. I married 28 years too. And their adult daughters. And she's a proud member of, the best sorority, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So, anyhow, my soror, my friend, the amazing Erica Jones Miller, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction.
You are welcome.
Great to be here.
You are welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. You are one of the nicest, sweetest, kindest people. And she's just, okay, let me talk. She just is always working behind the scenes. And I'm just so excited to highlight all the work that you do that nobody probably knows about because you do so much. And I just want to get started with your journey. And so let's talk about Cleveland because you obviously love Cleveland enough to do a blog about Cleveland and to do a YouTube channel and podcast about Cleveland.
That's right.
So I was like, of course. I'm from East Orange, New Jersey, and I am not doing a blog about East Orange, New Jersey. I am not trying to do. So, okay, that may seem very common and normal to you, but tell me, what made you just want to focus on Cleveland? Because that sounds fascinating to me.
Cleveland sometimes gets a bad rap. And I know so many wonderful people who are from Cleveland. Some have gone on to live in other places, and some are still there. And I just wanted to celebrate the great things that people from Cleveland do, have done. Some people are well known and some others are not. So I just wanted to shine a light.
That is so beautiful. So does the Cleveland community know that you're shining a light? Like, have you ever been tapped on the shoulder by like a mayor or something like, hey, I'm the mayor of Cleveland and I want to be on your show?
No, that hasn't happened yet.
Okay, mayor of Cleveland, you need to be on her show.
Thank you. Not yet.
Okay.
I have interviewed one of the judges in Cuyahoga County. I've interviewed another employee for the city of Cleveland. So I'm close.
Okay.
But not quite to the mayor.
Okay. We're going to work on getting, we don't need the mayor, but I think so tell me, what has been your favorite interview when talking to people from Cleveland?
Oh, favorites.
Which one should we watch right now?
Oh, okay. The one that I can think of right now was with Mike Chapman. Mike Chapman is now a partner in management consulting. And once upon a time, Mike Chapman was a DJ on the
Okay.
radio in Cleveland, which is where I first heard the name. And to hear his journey from that to where he is now is pretty incredible.
Nice.
His story
Okay.
is pretty profound, and I think that is something that people would really enjoy listening to. And that's not the only one,
Okay. You could tell me about another
but
one or two.
that's, one of the ones that stands
Mhm.
out. And I think it's because he was involved in the music industry,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I have a love of music, and I've been a hip hop head from the beginning. And to see, while we were doing his interview, all of his gold records behind him for all the work that he's done in the music industry was incredible. So,
Awesome.
um,
Well, I definitely want to check that one out. Thank you.
yeah, do that.
So now you're from Cleveland. You
Mhm.
love Cleveland so much that you want to highlight people from Cleveland. What made you move to LA?
We moved here. First of all, I have
Mhm.
family in LA, and I used to visit when I was a kid, and I always wanted to live here. We had like some of my mom's uncles were the
Mhm.
first ones to move here. Um, and anytime I visited here when I was young, I just fell in love with the place and didn't want to go back home sometimes. And so I was married, and I was practicing law. I had my own practice for a few years.
Oh, wow.
And I was just looking for something different. Um, I guess I was trying to find some joy that I
Okay.
wasn't feeling back then. And luckily, I have a very supportive partner and husband, and he was willing to make the move. So he was able to transfer to Los Angeles with his
Nice.
job.
Okay.
I, at that time, was kind of bent on getting a job in the entertainment industry. I had dabbled in entertainment law. It can be limited when you're in Cleveland, Ohio. But I really did enjoy, working with artists. But I wanted something more, and I thought this would be the place to do it. And I was at that time thinking, oh, okay, it doesn't matter. I can just get a job in the mailroom somewhere, start from the bottom. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Can't afford to live in
And
LA
guess
working
what?
at mail. I'm sorry. I'll just wait.
Yeah, things
Yeah.
didn't they didn't go quite that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
So shortly after we moved here, we realized we were having a baby.
Oh, wow.
And,
Okay.
and I was working a legal job
Mm-hmm.
at an investment banking firm, and I ended up staying there for many, many
Oh,
years.
wow. Okay.
And so I think I started People from Cleveland Are Dope as a way of trying to do something in entertainment. I think that kind of helped fill that need for me.
That producing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love it. I really appreciate that because that's exactly why I do the podcast. I've had I started my career, probably that listened to this heard this 100 times, but I wanted to be a field producer. So now I get to produce or help produce my own podcast, and it fulfills that need for me too. So
I
we have
get
so
that.
much in common.
I totally get that.
Yeah. So, and plus now you're talking to people you love, highlighting them, the Cleveland folk, which I
Absolutely.
can't wait to see more about that. So you've moved through law, research, consulting, and content creation. So
Mhm.
what ties all of those experiences together for you?
I think aside from the content creation,
Mhm.
uh, the legal field ties all of the other things together. Um, Going to law school and being ingrained in law for so many years, that's kind of cemented in me. And
Wow.
so once I had to move into something else where I felt like, okay, I need to go back to school.
Yeah.
Um, I need to kind of get a fresh start.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to stray far from law.
Okay.
So I had a colleague who worked with me um, who did research, and
Mm-hmm.
I asked him what his background was, and he said that he had a master's in library science. And at that time, I had never heard of that, but
Right.
it sounded interesting.
Yeah.
So when the time came for me to go back to school, that was what I chose to do.
So you had your law degree.
hmm
And you were practicing what type of law?
When I had my own practice, it was a general practice. I
Okay.
did, like I said, I did some entertainment law. I did
Mm-hmm.
pretty much whatever walked through the door. You
Okay.
know, I wasn't going to turn down too much work.
Yeah.
um, and then when I got to LA, I did a lot of bankruptcy law work.
Wow.
I've worked in personal injury law, and I've also worked in intellectual property law.
Are you still seeking clients as a lawyer?
If they come to
Yeah.
me, we can
Okay.
talk about it.
I have people looking for a workers' comp lawyer right now.
Okay, so no, that would not be my forte.
What
Plus,
about
I'm not
insurance?
licensed here, so if
Okay.
I'm doing something, it's going to be for someone in Ohio,
Okay.
or it could be federal, like
Okay.
trademark
Federal.
law or something
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
That's good to know because I have
Mm-hmm.
people, there are people who are looking for that.
Yeah.
So now let's go back to the library because how was that fascinating to you? That's what I want to know.
Okay. I grew up in libraries. So that was one of the places my mom took
Mhm.
me on a regular basis,
Yeah.
was to our local libraries,
Mm-hmm.
and we would both check out numerous books. So
Oh,
I've always been sort of a bibliophile in that
yes.
way. But for when I started looking into library science, I was like, oh, there's a few things that
Mm-hmm.
sound interesting. Um, you could be an archivist, you could work at a university as a librarian, but law librarianship was the thing
Mm-hmm.
that really seemed like was a good fit for me
Yeah.
because of my legal background. And I wish I had had a law librarian at my disposal when I was practicing law because it would have
Mm.
made my job a lot easier.
Wow. So this is truly fascinating because it's like a underground world of
Mm.
librarians like that we never. Okay, so you're a law librarian.
Mhm.
And so what does a typical day look like for a law librarian?
Okay, so I work for a very large law firm. We
Oh.
have offices all over the world, and we have maybe 20 or so librarians on staff. And our requests from the attorneys, or sometimes it's paralegals or legal
Mm-hmm.
secretaries, they come in through a centralized system, and they'll ask a question, and
Mm-hmm.
one of us, will pick up the question and work on the research for it.
Wow.
So it can be anything from pulling a docket
Mm-hmm.
from a court case, federal or state or local
Mm-hmm.
court. It can be getting background information on an individual or company
Oh, wow.
research. Um,
That's a lot.
yeah,
Anything.
it varies
Yeah.
widely. Getting legislative history for a statute.
So now with
Um,
AI and all the different availability to this information, could the attorneys just kind of ask AI now? How do you think that's going to affect the library?
Have you seen the stories about attorneys using AI?
Tell me more. Let's talk about that.
Well,
I haven't.
some people are running into a little trouble when they rely solely on AI because of the hallucinations and um, AI making up cases and
Oh.
people using those cases in their briefs.
Oh, and they're not real.
Yeah,
Oh, that's deep.
that has been happening.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a need
Yeah.
for humans
Thank you.
to do the
Okay.
research.
All right.
So I feel a little secure
Yeah.
about that. Even
I
though we are taught to use AI, it's a big
mm-hmm.
thing now in librarianship. And I think in a lot of different fields. You can't really get away from it.
Yeah.
So we use it as a tool,
Yeah.
but we don't rely on
Rely
it.
on it as the sole truth.
Right.
So you've done a lot of things, and we're going to talk about the Zumba and all of that. But
Okay.
one of the things that always stood out to me about you again is the joy. So
Mm-hmm.
you said you love libraries,
Mm-hmm.
so now you work in one. You love Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you kind of infuse all of these different bold career shifts so that you're experiencing joy? Like, so how does it all bring joy? Like, well, how help us understand what's your advice to someone who is trying to do the things they love to do so they can have more joy? And how does that work for you?
Um, for me, it's I really, really like my job, which is
I hear
that's
that.
a
Yeah.
plus, and that's not everybody can say that.
No, ma'am.
And I've had jobs that I didn't love,
Mm-hmm.
but I think you can find your joy in people, helping people, and the work you can do in your community also
Okay.
helps you. And I like to be entertained. So I get my streaming on, I
Mm-hmm.
listen to music, I
Okay.
dance.
Yes.
I work in the community with my sorors, and those things bring me joy.
That's
My
awesome.
family brings me joy.
Mm-hmm.
Traveling brings me joy.
So, what advice do you give to someone who's at a job or doing things that they don't find joyful?
Think about why you're there, whatever keeps you there.
Mhm.
If you can't make a move, um, you have to find something about that workplace
Yeah.
that that you can manage and not let it overwhelm you. So again, maybe it's just you find some things in common with a coworker.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that helps you get through the day. Maybe you find a project that you can work on that you're passionate about. Um, I just it's gonna take some
Yeah.
searching sometimes, but
Yeah.
I think there are ways.
Yeah. Being in human resources, I've often said, God puts you there, and I can't always talk about God in the workplace, but I do help employees when they come to me. It's like kind of like what you said, God has put us here for a reason. So maybe it's not the work that we're doing, but it's the people that we're getting to meet with.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that we're going to learn that's going to take us to the next level. So I've worked some crazy jobs like cleaning cleaning out the dog kennels at a pet shop. And it really taught me humility. I remember when I used to work at the pet shop cleaning the dog kennels,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like a glass. Back then the animals would be in this glass case, and the high schoolers, I was in high school, and they would walk by and they just laugh at me and make fun like, oh, she touching the poop, she cleaning the doo-doo. And and I look back now, and it was, I was making a lot of money. It was buying me all my little leather outfits. And but my point is, it taught me how to have tough skin. So when I was in the workplace, I didn't care what my other coworkers thought about me. And a lot of times as a Black woman, I did have a lot of pushback. I talk about it in my book, The Diversity Dilemma, where people called me Aunt Thomasina because I hung out with the white people. They called me an Oreo. They would laugh at me when I'd be with other white people or people that weren't of color. And yeah, so I'm just kidding. Yeah, yeah, it would. But that time, even in the jobs that seemed really hard, that helped me to be strong at the other jobs, right? So,
Mhm.
so tell me
I love
about
that.
how you got into Zumba and decided you're going to be a Zumba instructor and a line dancer teacher. How did all this happen in between everything
Okay, the
else?
line dancing is very recent.
Okay.
But for Zumba, I think when we first moved here where we live now, when I
Mm-hmm.
started going to our gym locally,
Mm-hmm.
I started taking Zumba classes. So that's been over 10 years
Okay.
that I've been taking Zumba regularly. So,
Yeah.
um, I was into it.
Yeah.
And a couple of my instructors
Mm-hmm.
suggested that I become an instructor.
Wow, I would love to see you in action.
Okay. Well, we
I
can
missed the
make
one.
that
I
happen.
missed the one time you invited me. I think I was out of town. But yeah, that takes a lot of work though.
Mhm.
And so you had to be certified for the Zumba?
You get a license
Hmm.
from Zumba.
You would
Mhm.
have loved when I went to Senegal recently. It was as soon as the sun went down, they have these like Zumba meetups in the middle of the street. There were hundreds of people. We're driving with our person like in the car, and I look out the window. We're like, "What are these people doing?" They're like, and there's hundreds of them. They
Oh
just
my
meet up in the
gosh.
street and start doing Zumba.
What?
And it wasn't in just one location. It was like we go another 2 miles. There's another group of people. They're dancing and the music is loud and they're just coming
Wow.
together.
Wow. Well,
It
that's
was
the great part
amazing.
of
I
it.
couldn't get it on camera fast enough.
Wow. Well, music and dance,
Music and
they
dance.
do bring people together.
Yes.
That's one of the things that brings
Yes.
me joy.
Yes. Well, tell me more about that and what brings you joy.
um
Well, tell us more about that. Tell everybody.
okay, so I have always been a dancer ever since I was a kid.
Okay.
My sister was a professional dancer. She went on tour
Mm,
around the country. She worked at a dance studio, which allowed me to take every kind of dance class they offered.
nice.
And so I've always been into dance.
Hmm.
Um, and then just with my friends, like we would be in the driveway with our little boom boxes doing
Yeah.
all the choreography from the Janet Jackson videos. And so it's
I need to
it's
see
been
more
in
of this
me.
for myself.
It's-
As I still haven't seen it for myself. I need to see this. I love to dance too.
yeah.
And if you watch me in the beginning, you're like, "Oh, she knows how to dance." But then when I start doing the line, then you're like, "Oh no, she does not know what she's doing."
Well, then you should come to one of my
I'm gonna
line
come.
dancing classes.
Yeah. When's the next one?
I'm teaching this Tuesday.
So is it always on Tuesdays?
This is a pop-up.
Oh, you do
So
pop up.
I'm just exploring right now to see if it's going to be a regular occurrence.
Okay. Well, I need to
Um,
invite, and we need to invite, figure out in the comments how to
mhm.
reach you so we can go if you're in LA.
Okay, yes. So yes, I taught a Zumba line dancing combo
Hmm.
in Long Beach
Oh, that's cool. How many people were there?
last weekend. There were just a few people,
Hmm.
but it was a nice change of pace because I don't, you know, get to Long Beach very often. It
Yeah.
was a beautiful park and we had a good time. So we did
Nice.
the first half hour of Zumba and then the second half hour was line dancing. And I think I
Wow.
taught them maybe three
So
songs.
here's something I've been thinking about in my mind. How did this boots on the ground become such a phenomenon? Help me understand why everybody.
I
is doing boots on the ground.
It's fun. It's
Okay.
fun. And clapping that fan.
Yeah, it's the fan. I
Come
have
on,
fan in
that's
my
fun.
bed. Okay.
It's
Where
fun.
do you know where it started?
I don't know where it
Just all of a
started.
sudden, everybody's just doing it.
My husband went to an event and the
Mhm.
DJ played. I think it may have been an MLK event. So
Oh.
maybe that was like the first time I heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
And he said the DJ played this song and it was something about boots on the ground and all the ladies got up and they had these fans. Have you ever seen that? And I said, no, but let me look it up right now.
Wow.
And so I saw all the videos and I was like, oh, I'm learning this right now. So the next event I was at where they played it, I was ready to go.
And I still can't do it. So a part of me wish we weren't attached to these mics because we would get up and try to do it, try to teach people how to do it.
Well, I can teach you, but I have to charge. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll teach you. I like
No,
that.
I can teach you when we're done. I'm
Okay.
teaching line dancing tonight too. But
Oh, wow.
it's a private
Oh,
class.
nice.
So that should be fun.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You're just so low key. You're doing all these things like, oh yeah, I'm teaching a private line dancing class with just a few, celebrities at the private. You are like a quiet storm.
That was one of my line sisters' names.
Mm-hmm.
She's more quiet than me.
She stole your name.
No, I'm Lady Justice.
Oh, okay.
That tracks, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I didn't know that other than the justice law. I didn't know until we recently started talking that you had so much of a focus in law.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's been
But
my
what I
thing for
did
many years.
know is how much you love to serve and serve the community. And so how long have you had that spirit? Was that something that came about from the sorority, or was it just something you've always done and loved to do?
I think I got that instilled in me when I was young and I was a Girl Scout.
Oh, okay. Girl Scouts, okay. I
And
didn't
and I think that might be where it started.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like you have these people who could obviously be doing something else with their time, but they spent time with us as
Yeah.
young girls to try to teach us and, help us learn different skills and everything. And I never forgot that. And I
Yeah.
always said that I wanted to kind of give back in that way. So when I had kids, I became a Girl Scout leader. Um, and, I did a few other things, but
Yeah.
that and then becoming a Delta really allowed me
Mm-hmm.
more of a chance to get involved in the community.
Yeah.
So it was great. It's been great.
Yeah. I was a brownie, but I never made it to Girl Scout.
Okay. Well, you
But
started okay.
I know, but I remember such good memories of being a brownie and my little brown little outfit. Because when you're a brownie, your outfit is brown. And
Yep.
then when you become a Girl Scout, it's green.
Right, as a
But you
junior.
got to make it to the green.
Yes.
And so then my youngest son was a Boy Scout. But I share this story because I was an Aquila. I was a Boy Scout leader, one of the few women,
Okay.
because I led with my husband. And it was so funny because the boys would say, you can't be, the little boys, they're like, you can't be our leader. They would challenge me all the time. And then what do you think I said? I said, go sit down and take this snack box and this juice box, be quiet. But no, it was a great experience to really give back. And then I had one child, and that's a true story. His father was on the plane. Remember Sully landed that plane in New York on the water?
Yes.
His father was on that plane. He was one of the kids in my troop.
Oh my goodness.
And one day, but that's just random trivia fact. But one day, that boy of that father, he reached out to me. He said, I just wanted you to know I graduated from college and I used a lot of the skills that I learned in Boy Scouts to help me through college. I mean, I get goosebumps. And it's a little white kid, little white boy. And he reached out to me to make sure I knew.
It's
So,
nice to know that you make
yeah.
an impact, right?
Exactly, and that's what we were talking about before we got started, and
Mhm.
I wanna make sure we bring that home. It's like, when you think about joy, for me, what I think about is, and God talks about this, is we have to, be selfless, that altruism, considering others better than yourself.
Mhm.
And I always tell people, anybody who listen, that means considering people on the highway better. Somebody's cutting you off, right? Or when you go into a community and you're like, what's wrong with these folk? They don't want to listen, or they're, we do a lot of community events and they just seem truthfully ungrateful sometimes that we're there. They may be rude to us,
Mhm.
but we are representing literally God to them. Some people, not that we are God, I'm not saying that, but we're
Mhm.
representing, God when we go out. And
Right.
but the bottom line, and I'll let you speak to this, it brings you joy. Sometimes you're tired. We work, and then you go out and then you serve.
Mhm.
So what do you think about that?
So, part of the reason why I feel it's so important to give back is I look at the big picture, and changes can start very in a very small place. So the little acts that I do may have far-reaching consequences that I will never know about. But if I can just do my part, like I can't make huge changes in the world, but I can do a little bit. I can touch people that, come into my sphere, and I can talk to our Delta gyms and talk to little girls in Girl Scouts and
Hmm.
um, try to make sure that they're on a good path for the rest of their lives, and try to instill values into my own children, and um, show that when you give back and pour into your community, it comes back to you. It
Hmm.
comes back to you because that person can be doing something positive in the community instead of something negative in the
Right.
community. And it could be because of your impact. So I think, the little things that we do as individuals can really be meaningful. And that brings me joy.
Beautiful. Well, thank you. That's very inspirational.
Well, thank
And
you.
it's easier said than done
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do
because,
get tired.
yeah, you're tired. You want to watch Netflix or some show.
Right.
And I guess that's where Zumba comes in to give you new
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's
energy.
a release
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, guess what I did yesterday?
What'd you do?
Well, yesterday, the day before, whenever this airs, is I came home and I got in the pool.
Oh,
And I had my little speaker and I was doing my little Zumba swim aerobics in the pool, just me and the dogs. The dogs were on the side of the pool.
mm-hmm.
And I was just so proud of myself. And it brought me so much joy. I felt like a little 5-year-old just in the pool, like, da, 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 and I was dancing. And what that made me think about, when I think about the work I do, which can be intense at times, and doing work in the workplace, we have to find time to find our own joy so then we can bring that back to the community. So I really appreciate what you said. And I love how you balance all these things, kind of stealthy about it, but you do it all. And so going back to Cleveland and your shirt, please note the shirt. People from Cleveland are dope. Make sure you see that. What does it mean when you say someone is dope?
Oh,
I mean, I know what it
oh,
means,
I
but what
mean,
does it mean to
you
you?
know what? My mother, she does not like that word. Every
Ooh,
time I
okay.
have this shirt on, every time I say something about people from Cleveland are dope, she's like, I don't like that. What does that mean?
Okay, well, this is your time to tell the world
So I keep telling
what it
her,
means.
Mom, it means they're doing something fantastic, great. Like they found the secret sauce of of some little thing, and
Hmm.
they have shown the world what they can do, and it's great.
Yeah.
And we should shine a light on it.
Yes. And she said, it sounds too much like drugs.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, it's a natural high. They give people a
Yes.
natural high.
There you go.
Yes. So what's next for you, Erica Miller Jones?
Ooh, I would
Erica
love
Jones Miller.
that's
Sorry.
that's okay.
Erica Jones Miller. What's next for you?
Oh, you know what? I would love to do a meetup of people
Mm,
from Cleveland.
okay. Doing
I
Zumba.
think that would be great. No,
You should have them
no,
meet
I
up
will
and then I'll
not
do Zumba.
force Zumba on them. I just think
Uh-huh.
like there's a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
in the LA area, or maybe just like between LA, Phoenix, Las
Yeah, the
Vegas,
West. Yeah.
who are from Cleveland.
Okay.
There are a lot of Browns fans
Okay.
around there. I see people with Ohio and Cleveland license plates. Um, so I would love to do some type of an event to
Ooh.
bring people together. I think that would be
Okay.
dope.
That
Yeah.
sounds dope. And
Mm-hmm.
you could go live from the meetup.
Sure could. Yep.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are some upcoming projects or ideas that you have coming up that you like to share before we wrap up?
I'm just going to be putting more content out for the blog, and I'm going back to Cleveland in October. So
Okay.
I'm hoping that I can do a few interviews while I'm there, maybe do some restaurant reviews or
Ooh, I like it.
visit some places and tell people about them and
Nice.
talk to some more people in Cleveland and
Man,
just
I wish people loved East Orange the way you love Cleveland.
it's
That's
it's a
awesome.
really great place. Cleveland has great food. They have a low cost of living. If you like all four seasons, you get them there. Um, and there are so many of my friends who are still in Cleveland who are
Hmm.
just like really have done well for
Yeah.
themselves. And so yeah, I just want to keep
Yeah.
shining a light on people
Well,
in that way.
I'm just encouraged and impressed, like you said, that you want to shine a light on people, but that you just love so deeply. That's what came across to me. You love people deeply, but you also love Cleveland deeply.
I mean, it was a
And
great place to grow up.
yeah, but if
I
you
can't
think
lie
about
about
it, people approach their work that way and every project that way, then they would have joy.
it. This is true.
And that's why you have joy.
Yeah.
It's not about money.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about fame and fortune,
Mm-hmm.
even though you will be famous for
Well,
highlighting Cleveland.
oh, well, thank you.
But not even but, and it's about finding joy in what you do and being clear of your purpose. And so
Mhm.
I'm always inspired when I talk to you and just not even talking. I mean, I talk to you, love talking to you, but I love watching you move because you just do what's necessary
Mhm.
and you do it without complaining. You always have a smile. And
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, let me get my face together. Let me get myself together out here.
That's funny you say that because I think I have a terrible poker face, and people will
No,
tell me, I saw your face after such and such said this or that. And I'm like,
I think they just trying to they just trying to get you. No, I've never seen that. Well, any last things you want to share before we wrap up? I'm just so
"Ah,
grateful for you
thank
and your
you. Thank you
spirit.
for having me.
You
I
stuck with me,
I
so
am usually in your seat talking to people.
yeah,
And so it's kind of weird to be on the other side,
yeah,
but I'm grateful for the
yeah.
opportunity.
I'm grateful
Thank
to be
you.
able to get more people from Cleveland. I can't wait to see how many people from Cleveland are going to find you now. And together we're going to get the mayor on your show.
Oh,
That's
okay.
right. We'll say,
All
why,
right.
what are
Let's
you waiting for? The mayor of Cleveland. What are you waiting for? That's your challenge. And I look forward to seeing what you do when you go back to Cleveland.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
really, maybe you'll take me with you.
Okay, I can give you the dates. Let's see if you're free.
Okay.
You can be my plus one at my cousin's wedding.
Ooh, okay. Let me tell you, I'm going to be honest. Cleveland was never top priority to visit, but after talking to you, now I'm curious. I want to see what is happening in Cleveland. So I am so excited to have you, and hopefully you'll have me. I'm not from Cleveland. Can I be on your show, even though I'm not from Cleveland? What if I
We
talk
can
about
do a
Cleveland?
workaround.
Okay, what if I talk about
We'll
Cleveland
figure it out.
places in Cleveland to work?
Okay. Fantastic.
Okay, good. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here to learn how you can take anything you want in your imagination and focus on it to help the community. And if you do those things you love, it will bring you joy. So I love doing this, even though I didn't realize I would love doing it. So I hope you come back for another episode of the Ask Mrs. HR podcast. Like, subscribe, comment, but make sure you show up uh, for yourself and for the Ask Mrs. HR podcast. Until next time, bye.